Yeah, what were you guys talking about?
We were just talking about how fast we were watching Breaking Bad and Better
Oh
Call
yeah.
We
Saul.
can we can open on
Mm-hmm.
that again. Or you can get too far into that talk.
Yeah, I'm on what, season 3, like episode 11 now.
That's crazy. Yeah, the last one I watched with Krista's dad. I'm not watching every episode with him, so he may be further now, but he was um he was at I don't know, it was the one where they destroy the RV.
Oh yeah, I think that's like episode 6
Mm-hmm.
of season 3.
Breaking Bad was so good.
Did you watch El Camino, Ethan?
Oh.
No, I have not watched El Camino. I looked at it on Netflix, but then I was like, I want to watch Better Call Saul.
That's fine.
Uh,
Honestly, I mean, you can really choose whenever you want to watch El Camino.
I'm gonna try and watch the Hobbit movies this week.
I've heard they're good.
They aren't good, but Krista hasn't seen them, and they're doing Caravan of Garbage on them. So
I'll just watch the Caravan. Have they done Lord of the Rings Caravan of Garbage?
I don't think so.
No, because they're not garbage.
That doesn't matter.
There's literally nothing bad about them.
But that's not the... It doesn't have to be bad to be on Caravan of Garbage.
I think that the first and second Hobbit movies are actually pretty good, but it's just like you just can't get over how unnecessary a trilogy of films, as long as Lord of the Rings is, for the single, like a book that's shorter than any of the Lord of the Rings books.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wasn't like the was the Hobbit like split up weird?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, it was all
what was
one
up with
book.
that? Okay, okay,
Mhm.
that's what it was. All right.
The third
Yeah,
movie
it was all one book that they turned into
is
3 movies.
mostly like a sentence in the book.
Wait, really?
It's like in the
Yeah.
Battle of the Five
Yeah.
Armies. Like the movie is so dull because it's just a climax. Like it's just a battle pretty much for a couple hours. But in the book, like Bilbo gets knocked out at the beginning of it and he wakes up and the battle's over. Like the battle isn't even described in the book, and then in the movie we have to do a whole thing about it.
Yeah.
But the first one and Desolation of Smog really aren't that bad.
Yeah. Pretty sure I saw Smaug in 3D.
No
Yeah.
way, bro.
At that, bro, the IMAX was right there.
I miss when 3D was like a thing.
Still
It
is a
still
thing.
is.
Not. Yeah, but it's not like, oh man, I saw that movie in 3D. It was sick. It's like,
Well, that's because movie qualities overall are better, you know?
remember, like, one of Avatar's whole things was that it was 3D.
Is the new one not gonna be 3D?
I'm sure it will be.
I think that's mostly because, like, 3D as a gimmick got, like, hyped up at the start, and then it
3D
didn't really,
as a
like,
gimmick was
innovate.
crazy.
Remember when they were gonna release all the Star Wars movies again in 3D and they just did Episode 1?
I saw episode 1.
I don't remember if I did or didn't.
And
I
because
don't
of that, I had seen every prequel movie in theaters.
That's pretty cool.
I only saw the third one in theaters.
The second
didn't
one
see
was the second one, I believe, was the first movie I saw in theaters. I would have been like 3 years old.
Nemo was my first movie.
Ugh. I don't think I saw that in theaters, but dude, that's literally my favorite
Mine probably
movie of all
was
time.
too.
Really?
Yep.
That's nice. I was always a Toy Story guy. Toy Story 2 is my favorite.
It's just the
Pixar stuff.
vibes. Like the music is like beautiful. The oceanic vibes are beautiful. It's a great
Yeah,
movie.
it's definitely in the top 5.
Did you like the second one?
Finding
the
Dory.
prequel? Or is it a sequel? I don't remember. I think it's
It's
a
a sequel.
Sequel.
It was good.
I like the aquarium bit.
I thought it was a good movie. I mean, it nothing could top the original, but I thought it was a good sequel.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Toy Story 4?
No. And I only saw Toy Story 3 like
Oh,
once.
I saw Toy Story 4 at a drive-in.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
It was a good movie. Toy Story doesn't miss.
Toy Story 4 is a very underrated movie, I feel like. So many people just like write it off like, oh, they ruined this perfect trilogy by doing the fourth one. But I think the fourth one is very good.
Yeah. It's like, it's been, like, I don't remember all that much about it, but I do remember I was, like, pissed off at the ending of, like, Woody's decision.
Ooh.
I kind of liked it.
I was just like, bro, you're friends, though.
Yeah, but dude, it's just like, bro, he literally had a
He
Captain
chose
America.
pussy over Buzz, bro.
He literally had a Captain America ending. Where was this energy when Cap chose Peggy?
Bro,
were you mad about that?
He, like, missed out on his whole life with her. Like, Bo Peep, whatever, dude. He had, like, a crush on her, but were they... I guess they were, like, kind of dating.
They were a thing in, like, the first one.
Yeah, but...
They were.
But, like, I don't know, bro. Like, Tony and Steve weren't, like, best friends like Buzz and Woody were.
I wish they were. Welcome back to the Off the Board Podcast.
Steve wouldn't have stayed for Tony anyway because he's dead.
He stayed for his funeral. Welcome back to the Off the Board Podcast.
Where Woody chose pussy over his friends. And part of this episode, I requested the boys watch Rings of Power so that we could discuss it, the controversy surrounding it. No one had time apparently, but everyone did get through.
No one wanted
about
to,
a minimum
bro.
of a season of Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul. So how's that going?
Great. Listen, just because I want to watch something that I know for a fact is great television.
The content, brother. Also, you're missing out on history. All right. Largest budget in a television series ever by a long shot, and the return of one of the most coveted IPs in the history of fiction.
Okay,
and you're over here rewatching
Can't
Breaking
deny
Bad.
that.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
I have seen it, yes.
All right, then you gotta get it, bro.
Then you know.
I get it. I get it's good. It's
and
good
you know
stuff.
what's
I like me some
and you
Breaking
know what's
Bad.
crazy? You know what's crazy? All right, you ready for this? You know what I'm doing when I'm done watching Breaking Bad?
I don't believe you're going to go back to Saul. You have to get bored of this universe eventually. I think you're on a tear right now.
We'll see where I'm at after I rewatch
no shot,
Better
you're
Call
going through
Saul.
5 seasons of Breaking Bad and you're like, all right, run it back.
The only reason I'm rewatching Breaking Bad is so I can rewatch Better Call Saul.
He's got it all planned out.
I think Pip has some choice words about this.
I
don't know, he sounds pretty quiet.
He's chosen to remain silent.
Not huge on rewatching TV. I have rewatched all of Breaking Bad, and usually the only reason that I would do that, like with Breaking Bad, like I wanted to rewatch it with my girlfriend who hadn't seen it. I've done the same thing with Game of Thrones. I've seen that twice, but I think those two are like a couple of the only shows that I'll go back and watch. 'Cause even if I feel like I've forgotten something, usually like as soon as I start watching the show, like you get those, like and you start seeing it, you then like you remember how everything goes, and it's just like Like, I get it's, like, fun to go and see your favorite thing again. But for me, that's easier to do with movies where it's a short thing versus, like, the commitment of a show.
Yeah.
I don't know, sometimes I just don't have anything to do, you know? It's like most show like it'll be late at like most of the time I was watching Better Call Saul and now Breaking Bad again was late at night. I just gotten off of work and maybe I've already watched all my weekly shows that have came out. 'Cause, you only watch that one episode at a time. And it's like there's nothing really good on YouTube that I want to watch. Because I also try to stay I try to stay considerate of like, would Sydney be interested in watching this too? I'm not just gonna click something on the TV, some like video game video essay on YouTube that's like 3 hours long with my girlfriend. So it's like, okay, so what is something that I can watch at this time of night where it's very chill? And it's like the only thing I can really do is just watch something. It's like, oh, I will rewatch a show. I've already watched all my new stuff.
Lord of the Rings. You watched Lord of the Rings. You watched the gay little hobbits do their little walk.
Lord of the Rings is something
It's fucking adorable,
I will watch Lord of the Rings on my own time. I'm not going to make Sydney sit through that.
Sydney would love Lord of the Rings, bro.
I don't think she would like Lord of the Rings.
Bro, it's a movie about friendship. Girls love that.
I'll watch Lord of the Rings eventually. But, yeah, the only reason I'm rewatching Breaking Bad, like, I honestly wanted to just keep watching rewatch Better Call Saul again. But I wanna rewatch Breaking Bad, like, with Better Call Saul fresh in my mind. And then, honestly, the reason I'm watching Better Call Saul again is so I could be like, yeah, I've watched both series twice. That way I'm not showing favorites, It's like, oh, I've seen Better Call Saul twice, or I've seen Breaking Bad twice, but I've only seen Better Call Saul once. It's like, no, I gotta see them both twice.
See, it with Saul
So,
especially,
that's
I think it's too much of a slow burn for me to go back through it just to get those character moments, like the big character moments again. Because while they're great moments, I think I'd rather just go back and watch certain episodes than sit through
that show
slow
just
development. Which is
Well, see,
masterful,
one thing-
and it's perfect, but it's just not for repeat viewings for me, at least.
Well, see, one thing that's going to help me is that I watched season 1 and the majority of season 2 like last year, like probably like over a year ago. I think I watched them like beginning of summer 2021 or something like around there. So I hadn't seen season 1 and the majority of season 2 in over a year when I started watching it again. So that is something that's kind of like not super fresh on my mind.
That's
There's a lot,
fair
like-
enough. Yeah. At least
So
like, rewatching those
that'll
bits.
help me. That'll help me get back into it, and then by then I'll be hooked, just like I was when I started watching it again.
House of the Dragon is the best show on TV right now. I'm telling you, it's
That's
so
only
good.
because Better Call Saul ended.
Probably true, but wow, I think like between House of the Dragon and Rings of Power, I was really excited for Rings of Power, and like I'll begrudgingly check out House of the Dragon. But at least right now, I think like House of the Dragon has just blown my expectations out of the water. So if you're a fan of
I've
Game
heard
of Thrones
it's
and you're
good.
hesitant to go back, this is like Game of Thrones at its peak again. It's wonderful to watch.
I'll probably just watch it because I like Matt Smith.
He's great in it as well.
Morbius.
I don't know if he's like played villain characters in the past. I know he did in Morbius, but like
Yeah.
plays
Yeah,
a
I think you're
great
forgetting
villain
the
in
greatest.
or he's not even a villain. I think it's like, you know, he kind of starts out with him seeming like a villain type, but then you kind of get some sympathy for him. All the characters are great and, you know, layered. There's no clear right and wrong person. It's all good. It's good stuff.
I'm see the thing is, it's just like I feel like if I watch that show, I should watch. I know you said you don't need to watch Game of Thrones, but I would just feel better watching it first.
I mean, you could also, like, if you're, I don't know, if you don't want to give the time to Game of Thrones, like, there are surely some, like, YouTube recaps that'll get you everything you, like, quote unquote need to know. Even though, yeah, like, there's no character carryover. I mean, like Game of Thrones is based on, like, there's kingdoms, so there's certain, like, houses, like House Stark is, you know, they rule over Winterfell. And so you'll have, like, a character that's named Stark, and you can be like, oh, yeah. Like, that's it. Otherwise, like, yeah, some locations. It's the same world. The world itself isn't like dramatically different from when we see it in Game of Thrones. So a lot of the locations remain consistent. But like, other than that, there's nothing you need to know. The show does it. The show is made for Game of Thrones fans and people who are getting into Westeros for the first time as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to give House of the Dragon a watch, but I have not committed the time to it yet.
It's just
sorry, I got distracted by the race.
No, it's like
Also, if you like incest, like, fuck yeah, this is your shit.
I don't. So you're not
Okay,
really
you
doing
don't
a
gotta
great
say it
job
out
selling.
loud, but I know this one's for you, Pierce.
Okay, just because me and Ethan are related doesn't mean we share the same.
So,
Anyway.
Pierce, what's this about Wendy's irreparable damage to Twitter?
Bro, all right. You know, Wendy's, everyone knows Wendy's Twitter. They were like the biggest thing in like 2017. No Twitter was ever like that. A corporate Twitter account being silly? That's crazy. But now everyone does it, and it is insufferable. Wendy's like doesn't even like stand out at all. Everyone just like every single big company with a Twitter account just found some intern and was like, "Listen, you post whatever you want on here," and it's not funny anymore. It's kind of cringe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm like a
I
little
used to-
mom on Facebook. I find it kind of fun.
Sometimes it can be fun when it's like really out there, but most of the time it's just like the same thing. It's like, oh look, they ain't taking no shit. Remember, like the whole thing was like Wendy's would like roast people. Yeah, that like
No, it's not
I don't know.
funny.
It's lost. The novelty's gone.
I liked this
Also-
recent fiasco where like every company just tweeted out like a 1 or 2 word phrase, which like very basically described its business model. I don't know, like when CNN tweeted out like news or whatever.
It said breaking news. It did not elaborate. That one was funny.
That's
Was
crazy.
that the original? Like is that what was the original? Because when I
don't
first saw the
know.
screenshot of the breaking news thing, I thought it was just like someone made a mistake and like said breaking news but didn't elaborate and then sent the tweet. And then when I saw other people doing it, I thought, oh, are they like making fun of them? But I don't know if like that's even the source.
The default to Wendy's led the charge again. They're back at it.
Bro, people talk about Wendy's being like the first one to have like a goofy social media account. Does no one remember nihilistic Arby's?
Yo, but
Yeah,
that
but that wasn't
wasn't
the
run by
official
Arby's.
Arby's. Although I do love Nihilist Arby's. Are they still going strong?
Oh yeah, for sure. Life is meaningless. Eat Arby's.
Good, good, good.
In this day of social media, it wouldn't surprise me if Arby's collabed with Nihilist Arby's.
True.
I'm pretty sure that's like full Arby's backed now.
Mm, makes sense.
No way. That'd be really
You don't think
great.
so? They
They at
got.
least still
I
don't
mean,
have
it
a
would make
check mark.
sense.
It would.
They last
make
tweeted
sense
in
if they did.
July.
Oh. They must have lost the will to even eat Arby's, bro.
Damn. Dude, Arby's is straight bussin', bro. Give me some roast beef.
The curly fries, bro.
People are crazy that
God.
don't like Arby's.
Man, I think it's just like, I don't know. Arby's is that fast food that's out of my tax bracket. What's up with that?
Yeah, that's true.
True.
Yeah, they're freaky expensive now.
So, are you guys getting? were talking
Mozzarella
about-
sticks.
Yes.
No.
No. So we were talking earlier.
Bless.
Bless you, Sam.
Thank you.
Earlier today, we were talking about Splatoon 3 and how Sam just can't get into Splatoon, or he can't be bothered to get into like Splatoon or like Pikmin, and so that got us kind of going down the route of what are like some games we can like go through, but like I'm very interested to hear like what you guys have to say. Like, what are some games that TV, movies, etc. that have high praise, but you just can't really be bothered. Sam put that you could give a fuck less about. I think that's a bit harsh. I
No,
think
that's
it's
on
more.
point.
I think it's more just like, I wouldn't say, with stuff like that. I wouldn't say I don't give a fuck about it. It's just that I haven't really given it, like, I can't really be bothered to try it.
So kind of like your
We-
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. 'Cause if
My
you say
Indiana
you don't
Jones.
give a fuck about it, that's that's harsh, and it implies that you have experience with it. But in this case, you don't have experience, so you can't really have strong feelings like that. So it's like, what are some games that you got that people love, but you can't really give yourself the willpower to
Alright,
actually experience it.
So we can start with games and then move on to
Yeah.
other mediums.
Anyone got anything? Sam, did you want to elaborate on Splatoon and Pikmin?
Splatoon, like, it always, to me, like, it's like a, Call of Duty for kiddos is kind of like how I always perceived it. And that's all, fine. I know it's more than that. It's the gameplay, like the idea of, instead of getting kills or eliminations, it's about like covering the most territory. And that's interesting, but I also think that would just stress me out. Like,
It is a very
I'd
stressful
cover-
game.
I'd cover an area. and
There's
then it'd
definitely a
immediately
learning
be,
curve.
covered over, and it's just like, this ongoing battle of you'll never be like satisfied. You're always fighting for the territory. But I'm sure it's a great game. I totally understand children and adults being fully into it. It's just it's never caught my fancy.
I have Splatoon 2. And I have it physically
Yeah.
too, if any of you guys wanted to try it out. You could swap it around at a bool.
Yeah, I couldn't be fucked to do that.
No?
I could not be fucked.
Same.
Well, I'll do it the same night that you force me to watch Lord of the Rings and force
All right.
Jackson to watch Indiana
Yeah,
Jones.
you guys will be watching
But
the
I-
movies. Ethan and I will be like split screen on Splatoon in the corner.
But I do want it to be said, I don't have any strong feelings towards Splatoon at all. I think
You
I
just
played
think it's
Splatoon. I Yeah, I just think it's a quality game, and I understand why a lot of people can really get into it. I'm just not great at it.
Yeah, it does sound very hard.
Quick interjection. I'm gonna request a yellow toe.
All right.
All right.
Oh, actually, we're literally
No.
we're at the end.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so and then Pikmin. Yeah, I don't know. Game's weird. That's all I got.
I think I
Yeah.
would like Pikmin. I think because the whole thing with Pikmin, it's basically just like a strategy game.
Which in general, I'm not big on strategy
I'm
games.
not either. The
Yeah, they
only
have a
thing
time
really,
and place.
the only thing keeping me away from Pikmin is the time limit. I just don't, even though I
Mm.
know that it's a little baby game made by Nintendo. The time limit's very generous, but it's still that stuff stresses me out.
Yeah.
Like it's the same with Dead Rising. Like I am a big fan of the Dead Rising series, and like I think they're all great. Well, not all, but I think at least the first one is a very great game. I can't play it because the timer is just too strict. I want to like have fun and just fuck around and kill zombies, and I know there's like plenty of time to do that. Like the timer is not strict at all, but it just makes me feel like I don't have any time to breathe. No matter how fast or slow a timer is, it just always makes me feel like I don't have time to breathe.
Did you guys feel that way with like Persona? I know that that's on a timer as well.
I haven't played Persona, and now
The
that you said that,
Um,
I will probably won't.
I never got far
Persona
enough into the
timer
game to
works
feel the
different.
effects of it, but like,
it. No, I feel like it gives you like enough time to do all that you want.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's enough. Like there's so much like extra stuff like outside of like story progression and like social links and stuff that it's like it's pretty obvious that you have enough time to do what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What are
Um,
some?
My things that I can't be fucked playing. Most games that are multiplayer like only, like
Yeah.
something like an Overwatch or a Valorant, I
Really?
cannot get hooked on multiplayer games when I'm not playing with friends.
No, well, that I
Like,
can understand.
yeah.
yeah, when I'm not
Like
playing
I
with friends,
don't
for sure.
yeah, like I don't play Fortnite outside of when I'm playing with you guys.
That's a
Yeah.
So like
mistake.
some people like love Valorant and stuff like that. And I'm just like I don't understand how you can do that when you're not playing with people you know.
Yeah,
For me, with that, like, like
I get it.
I haven't played Valorant, but like with Overwatch and games like that, usually I'll get into it, like, and I'll buy into the hype when they're coming out initially, but then like I move on with the regular. I've never stuck around with Destiny, Overwatch, any of those
Honestly,
games
that's
that have
how I
like
am
really
too.
hardcore fans. Like I was there at the beginning, but I fell off when like the 90% fell off. I've never stuck
Me
around
and
with any of
Jackson,
those games.
Jackson, do you remember like playing Destiny 2 for like a week? Just like
It was
random.
for like 2 days, but yeah.
It was a very short amount of time. I think it had just gone free to play or something.
Yeah, like it was on Game Pass or something.
And we just like played Destiny 2 for like a couple
Yellow
days,
Toe.
kind of got into it, and then we just stopped. Let's all
Yeah, we
stop
need
up
to.
here.
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't even started.
Um, like, see, Destiny, it's like all these games that I can't be bothered to play. I can understand that they're, like very good games probably, and I can see how people would like them. But it's just like, I don't know, something's not hooking me.
Yeah, I think I
Alright.
just like in general don't have the attention span to become like a serious fan of like because there's so many games I want to play and like I'm the like ooh new shiny thing kind of person where like I can't just devote 1,000 hours to Destiny
You have a
2 to
short
grind
attention
out for that
span.
like shoulder pad. I can't do that.
hmm
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Destiny 2's
Yeah.
got Fortnite skins now.
Yo, what?
Which interesting.
That's Pog.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, so there were
but
Destiny 2
on a
skins added.
similar,
Oh, no, sorry, you go
sorry,
ahead.
you go.
Oh, I was just gonna say there were Destiny 2 skins added to Fortnite, and then they added Fortnite skins to Destiny 2.
What are you saying, Jackson?
But then on a similar note to multiplayer games, like simulation games, I also can't get into.
Yes.
Like not something like Power Wash Simulator, but like
Like Animal
what's it called,
Crossing.
like
Sims.
City Skylines, where
Like
yeah,
that.
Sims or like City Skyline, even like Animal Crossing. I liked playing Animal Crossing for like the first like 3 months after New Horizons came out. I don't think I ever want to play an Animal Crossing again.
You just
Oh,
don't want to
Animal
play it
Crossing.
because
That's
you're.
another one I couldn't be fucked to even start.
Yeah, no, never started.
I'm surprised Krista didn't pull you in at all.
She's all into that type of like slowly build up your city and like be proud of it type of thing, and I'm just like, nah, instant gratification. I don't
That's
have.
why you
Yeah.
time travel. See, I'm like a mix of that.
But then I feel guilty about time travel. Then I feel like I haven't earned it.
I don't.
So I just don't bother with it at all.
Cool.
Well, that's your fault
Yellowtail
then.
again?
That's your fault for feeling that you
Got
can't
morals
that you didn't earn it.
pierced.
Yeah, I like instant gratifications. I like Cookie
Ethan said
Clicker,
yellow.
bro.
Yes.
I
yes.
click the
See
thing
the
and
number.
the number go up.
No, we're not. I thought we were up front.
Ethan,
No,
you got
bro.
any games that you
You
couldn't
guys
be
have
fucked
mentioned most of mine, like you said, like Animal Crossing and shit. And I don't fuck with multiplayer games unless I'm with you guys usually. Like even like I tried getting into Fall Guys and multiverses, but nah.
Actually, you know what I have a hard time getting into? Are story games.
Oh hey, Yellowtail guys.
Really? You're
Yeah. I have the only PlayStation exclusive that I've played is Spider-Man.
Whoa.
That
That's crazy.
that's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of story games is PlayStation exclusives. There's other examples too, but I mean Spider-Man just pulled me in because it was just a great game, and like I like Spider-Man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I have a heart. It's I don't know. It's like my attention span or something.
You have a Goblin Gamer brain.
Probably. It's just that like I feel like I don't know. I just have a hard time starting them, and when I do play them, I never finish them. I still haven't finished like Legends Arceus.
Oh, haven't even
That's
started.
barely a
the
story
thing
game.
about that
No,
game
but
is like
no,
you play
I'm
the
just talking
first
about.
10 hours.
I
you
didn't
have
mean
the
I
gist
didn't
of
mean
it.
specific. I didn't mean specifically story games. I just meant like single player games.
Like even an Assassin's Creed you couldn't get into?
No,
Damn, bro.
actually
used
no,
to
because
be-
I tried Assassin's Creed. I couldn't really.
I used to. Be,
The only Assassin's Creed game I've ever finished is 3.
I don't know why. I just have a really hard time getting. It's kind of like Actually, you know what it's like? It's like me not watching. No, it's a little less. I was gonna say it's like me not watching Lord of the Rings, but it's more like my mentality when I didn't want to watch Breaking Bad. Or I wanted to watch Breaking Bad. It was something that was always on my list, but I never started it because I didn't want to like commit.
Fair.
And I feel like that's the same way with single player games for me. It's like I gotta commit to this, this game.
Experience.
So like with you, is it like you'll play a story
It's just I have a
game, but,
short.
like, if the
It's like I have a
gameplay-
short attention
if, like-
span. That's the gist.
if
of
like
it.
the gameplay isn't like grabbing you enough, then like you probably won't go through with it.
Yeah, kinda. It's just the best way to sum it up is just that I have a short attention span sometimes when it comes to that. Like I haven't. I am like no farther. And like I'm pretty sure I'm still only like 6 hours into Elden Ring, or like maybe like 8 hours in, and I still have like only like I got barely gotten anywhere.
Same.
I
I
just
feel
stopped
that.
playing. I lost interest, even though I was having fun. I like that's the thing with a lot of games is that I will start playing them and I'll play them like consistently for like a week, and then I'll just stop.
Yeah.
Sky actually, Skyrim is one of the few single player. I haven't beaten Skyrim, but Skyrim's one of the few single player games that really pulled me in. And that, but that was also a game that had trouble pulling me in until eventually I just gave it the time. So it's definitely like a me issue, you know. I know that it's because I don't want to give things the time.
So
It's
it's
like I
not that
know if
you
I
couldn't be
do.
fucked with it. It's that you
I
just
told you
attention
that's too
span.
harsh.
I'll
I
give
told you
you.
it's too harsh.
I see. I used to have that problem, like especially in high school when I like wasn't paying rent, but I was making money. I could just spend it on games. I would constantly buy these like 30-hour single player games, not finish them, um, and then buy the next one. And it's just like I would never finish games, but
Actually, you know what? That exact scenario may be one of the reasons that turned me off to it. Because I was like that, where it's like, you're young and you have this pretty much all of your income is disposable.
Mm.
Because you're not, when you're in high school, you're not paying rent. You don't gotta like pay for groceries or electricity or anything. All of the money that you have is completely disposable.
yeah. So when I
So
got
it's
into
like I would
college,
just buy stuff and I would never finish it. And now that I you have something like Game Pass where I have access to a lot of different things, and even though my disposable income is I don't have fully disposable income anymore, uh, and that causes me to be more picky with what I play. So that's already a problem. But and then you have my experience. You mix that with my experience of not playing games, or not
Can you guys
beating
hear Pip
games.
meowing?
No.
No.
yeah,
This man was screaming outside my door.
And it's like you combine that with me not finishing them, and I just can't be bothered to play them anymore. It's like I know I'm probably not gonna finish it. I'll probably get like 10 hours in. I don't want to waste my money on something I'm not gonna finish, and get my full $60 worth. I honestly regret buying Elden Ring because
it's a nice
I
game.
I think it's a great game, but I just couldn't like I just stopped playing it. I only got like 6 hours
Just
into
couldn't be
it.
fucked.
I couldn't.
I'm still planning on going back to Elden Ring right now. I just don't have the time and patience. But like in college, when I had like less money to throw at video games and in less time, I started like forcing myself to finish games, and that's like when I went on a spree of like finishing God of War, Horizon, like Final Fantasy VII remake, and all these single player Sony games like Ghost of Tsushima, and
Mm.
I found like it was I don't know, it gives you such a sense of accomplishment to finish a game that now I really like doing it, and I try to still force myself to do so, unless I'm like really not
Bro,
vibing with a game.
it's
Uh,
funny I'm talking about we've come full circle because we're talking about, you know, how I don't like playing how I don't want to play certain single player games, but I liked Spider-Man. I re-beat Spider-Man again like a couple months ago.
Spider-Man's got you.
Spider-Man is my Breaking
Yeah,
Bad
dude.
of
It's an addictive
Spider-Man's
game.
my
Single player
Like,
Breaking Bad
you
games.
of
could just
single
swing
player
around
games.
for hours. And I finished Miles Morales is really good too if you haven't checked that one out.
I
Yeah.
I platinumed Actually, before the DLC, I actually have only just now started playing the DLC when I'm replaying it because I never did it
I can't
originally.
claim that I
But
fully beat Miles Morales because Jackson tore through a big chunk of it on my save, and I didn't like go back and redo it.
Oh god, there's a cat on my arm right now, so my gameplay might waver a little bit. All right, what the
um,
fuck is this?
I what were we talking about? Spider-Man? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was like I not only did I platinum that game, not including the DLC. Not only did I platinum that game, but I like 100% completed all of the challenges in the game. And you don't even need to do that to get the game to 100%. Like all the challenges and stuff, like the
Mm-hmm.
disarming bombs or like
So
the
you get the
Taskmaster
platinum before
stuff.
that.
Yeah. And even
Wow.
like, showing the 100% on your game file, you don't even need to get like the top scores to do that. But like all of those challenges, I got like the gold medal or whatever the highest one is. Because I was so dedicated to beating that game. Because I liked it so much. I've played a bit of
Okay.
Horizon, and I just
Fuck.
couldn't get into it.
Fucking love Horizon. That's
I'm
gotta be my favorite game series.
still fighting through beating Forbidden West. I'm getting closer. I just keep going at it in chunks. Like I'll play 10 hours and then stop for a month.
Man,
I'm really close.
Elden Ring really like ate up Forbidden West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Forbidden West,
Forbidden
the thing
West-
is like every time there's a PS5 restock, Forbidden West, partially because now it's bundled in, but this was happening before then. It just shoots to the top of the chart. So I think like that one's kind of just
Well, that's one of the
slowly
few
building
like.
momentum over time.
Well, I think the thing is that that's just one of the few like single player Sony exclusives on PS5.
Yeah, and it's a fantastic game. It's like its
They
gameplay I
shouldn't
think
have
is
released
improved
it.
over the first one.
They shouldn't have released it so close to Elden Ring.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
But also, I think
Especially-
they were established there before Elden Ring delayed to there, right? So them moving would have looked weak.
So,
And again, like
if it gets more people
it's
talking about
making-
your game, move
it's
it like
still,
a month.
I don't think that Horizon necessarily like. I think its initial sales would have been better if Elden Ring wasn't there, but I think in the long run it's not going to be too hurt by that.
True.
I'm just talking about like its presence online.
Which, yeah, but I don't know. It's got good sales numbers. But
Yeah, I've seen
as a
that.
Sony fan, I've got two games that I couldn't be fucked to play either of them. They're both franchises. And I know it's like blasphemy, but one of them is The Last of Us, and the other's Metal Gear Solid. The Last of Us, I understand. I would probably really enjoy it. I love the Uncharted games, but I know like the thing that everyone says about them is it's a fantastic story, and I've had both games spoiled for me in terms of like what their story is. So now I'm just not at all compelled to go and play them. And then Metal Gear. Everyone talks about it like a masterpiece, and they're like, "You're gonna love the 3-hour cutscenes." I'm just like,
I don't have a problem with cuts.
So you see, I think it's like Solid 3. There's like a 15-minute ladder climb
Oh,
where you just have to like keep holding up, and there's like a whole like song that plays during it. It's like people talk about it like it's a good thing.
I agree
don't
with you.
understand that.
I
Yeah,
agree with
I-
you. I couldn't be bothered
Pro-
playing.
I probably could never be bothered to play those, but the lore is really interesting because it's Kojima.
Yeah,
so.
I have watched some lore videos, and I think like the idea behind Metal Gear is pretty cool. It's just I'm not but it also seems like it's gotten to such an absurd place, and it's super convoluted in areas, and then like the cutscenes that would just go like you just have to watch a couple movies while you play your game. I couldn't be fucked with that.
another one, Mass Effect. I couldn't be fucked
yeah.
to play Mass Effect.
I haven't
basically
played it, but it's
just-
on my list.
We're just saying like we're basically just stating games we haven't played.
No,
It's just like,
like
ah,
But
with
like
those
also
with those
no
last two,
intention
like
of
I have
playing.
no intention of playing
Yeah.
The Last of Us ever, or the unless like I don't know, unless it's like super. I bought The Last of Us remastered when it was on sale for like $5. I have not opened it. I just like every time I look at it, I'm like, just like don't. No, I don't want to play that. The thing, like, I assume that's what it's like for Mass Effect for you. But like, when it comes to Mass Effect, I look at it and I'm like, I do want to play that eventually. Just I can't. Like, I don't have the time right now.
I just couldn't be fucked to play Mass Effect.
See, most of these a lot of these games, like I would like to play, but I just can't. I just don't want to put in the time.
Yeah, that's different.
There's very
So-
few games that I just straight up can't be bothered to play.
So a lot of these single player games are just like games you just like would play, but you can't find the motivation. What is like a game that you fully like? Nah.
Honest, like that's something that, because it's hard for me to go, nah, I'm probably not ever gonna play that game. To something that I don't have any experience with, you know. For me to be like, I don't want to play that game, I feel like I have to have played the game at least once.
Any horror game.
Okay. Well, no, not even that. Like, sometimes I'll even give them a chance. Actually, like, sometimes I'll give them a chance.
Resident Evil.
But I will pussy out. Dude, I haven't made it past the kitchen when you first get to the house in Resident Evil 7.
You gotta get through Resident. Like, the good news
So,
about
but
Resident
I've
Evil
watched
games, they're always
playthroughs of
scariest
Resident
at the
Evil
beginning.
7.
The last act, they just turn into action games. It's
I've
all
watched like
good.
full playthroughs of like all the Resident Evil games, but it's just like actually playing them. Man, gives me the heebie-jeebies. Couldn't do it.
Anyone got any like remaining couldn't be fucked with games before we move into
I'm
movies and TV shows?
So
Um,
like, kind of the Kirby series.
Aw. Don't
Yeah,
say
no,
it
but-
I
bad.
agree with that.
No.
But listen,
Kirby's
it has
so
nothing to do.
fun.
No, listen, it has. I have played Kirby games before and I have enjoyed them, but I'm never like I gotta get that new Kirby game.
Yeah, it couldn't be me. I'm always like, I
The
gotta
new
get
one
that.
looked really good. I just don't have money. I'm saving up for Xenoblade 3.
The thing
Yeah,
that
that's another
kills me
thing
about
is that.
Forgotten Land-
Oh, Xenoblade.
Xenoblade is good.
Shut up.
Yeah. Oh my god. So many JRPGs that couldn't be fucked with Xenoblade.
Most JRPGs.
I don't know. There's definitely some that I like. I like the Dragon Quest.
I'm
Sam,
not
you
a
gotta
big
play
fan
Nier
of-
At some point.
I'm not a big fan of.
I have to play what?
You gotta play Nier Automata at
Yeah,
some
that
point.
sounds
Yeah.
interesting. I'm definitely I could fucks with that. I could
Also
get
on the
fucked with that.
RPG talk, which it's kind of in the same ballpark as JRPGs, but or most JRPGs is I'm not a big fan of like turn-based,
So yeah, most
like turn-based battle.
classic JRPG style.
Pokemon is the only one that I can like tolerate. And even then, I'm not super into it. That's one of the reasons I'm not
I like
into
turn-based.
Pokemon
Oh. I like
Resource
JRPGs,
management.
but I also
and stuff
but
like
I could
that.
not be fucked with Dragon Quest. We literally
Yeah.
got like the definitive edition of Dragon Quest 11 for 3 through Game Pass, and I played like an hour of
I
it.
didn't even know that.
I think Dragon Quest as a game, like, it's not the most compelling It's like it's simple. It's like playing Pokemon. It's a nice simple RPG, straightforward. What I like so much about it is that it's Toriyama, so it looks like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
That's enough to keep.
Ah, they do look similar.
Oh. Pierce,
I
you
never knew
like
that.
Earthbound. That's turn-based.
That's it. Yeah, but Earthbound's just got so much. It's got so much charm, and it's a little different because it kind of like so with Earthbound, it goes on that the health is on like a rolling meter. So, like in Pokemon, you take damage, you immediately take that damage. But in Earthbound, the it looks like an odometer, like like it rolls, like
Like
the
it's a
numbers.
dial. Oh, like
Yeah,
the numbers roll.
yeah, like an old-fashioned odometer, how it,
So
what I'm
you
talking
like that
about? No,
it
no,
shows
no,
you the
no.
numbers instead of
That's
bar.
no, that's not. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. You need to understand like what it is. You need to be able to visualize it for me to tell you. So when you get hit,
The odometer.
the when you get hit, the numbers, they start to turn like that. But they do it like like they don't do it and then you can go. They start doing it and you can immediately like. So like if one of my team members gets hit, okay, their health will start going down, but I have time to use the second team member to use an item and stop them from dying. Like if they took like a critical hit, I would be able to um, use my other team member and heal them before their health reaches 0. So there's like a bit more like strategy into it, and it's like it's more involved, I think, is what it is. Because that's one of the things with turn-based that I'm not a huge fan of, is that you're just kind of clicking a button. It's like, oh, they attacked. Oh, they did some damage. I gotta heal. There's like a little bit of thinking, but like you're not very involved. You're just clicking buttons and watching. But with Earthbound, it's like, oh crap, I gotta heal really fast before this other character dies. Stuff like that. I think that's why Earthbound is.
Speaking of Earthbound, most old games.
Yeah.
I don't care if Donkey Kong Country is a 10 out of 10.
I have a
I'm
hard
never
time
playing
getting into Donkey Kong Country, actually.
Ocarina of Time. I'm sorry. They're like, I'm sure it's fantastic, but there are Zelda games that play better now. Granted, I've said I'm not playing it and I won't play it, but I would bet that they're better.
Yeah. I tried playing Final Fantasy VII. I couldn't. I got like 10 hours in and I couldn't get through it.
The
it looks
only-
too bad.
Play the new one.
The only-
The new one.
I like the remaster or the remake.
The only Zelda game that actually the only Zelda game that I would play is Wind Waker.
Yeah.
That's the only one I would play, because I haven't played. Like I've played 2D Zeldas. I can get into 2D Zelda just fine, but the only 3D Zelda, I played bits and pieces of other ones. Like I've played a good bit of Ocarina. Like if you put together the bits and pieces I've played a good bit of it. But I haven't played any other except for Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm. Twilight Princess was cool. I really wish they would remaster
Something
it for Switch.
Something about Twilight Princess doesn't like pull me in.
I like the aesthetic.
I don't know,
bro. What do you mean?
I think
you
it's
to be
the
a wolf boy.
I think it's the aesthetic that I don't like.
I've never played any old Zelda game.
It's just too
You're telling me you're not secretly a furry?
I think the problem is, at the time, Ethan?
My connection was lost in GTA.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Ethan, are you good?
Yeah, my connection is just lost.
This man is a robot right now.
It's just stuck on a frame of him staring at the screen. It's hilarious. This man is flabbergasted.
Ethan, text us if you can still hear us. And if you're recording, keep recording. We'll keep this in.
I'm back.
He's back. He's back.
Okay.
Sorry.
What were we talking about? Oh,
Zelda.
I just saw you left the game, and then I looked at your screen, and it looked like you were like stunned silent.
That's what... Oh, but that era of at the time it was like, oh, they look at what, people were pissed off because Wind Waker was cartoonish and they were expecting like a gritty Zelda because of the new hardware. It's like they want a realistic Zelda. But now, I think that games from that era that tried to do a realistic look are very ugly.
Hmm.
To be fair to like, I think the criticism of Wind Waker has to be like contextualized in that, like, when they showed off the GameCube, they had a demo for like a Zelda game. Like, it was a tech demo featuring Zelda
Yeah.
and get it, and they looked like realist. They looked like Wind Waker, or they looked like Twilight Princess, kind of realistic, really cool looking, like badass high fantasy look. And then like, so people expected that to be the next Zelda game, and then they came out with Wind Waker, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Even though, yeah, it holds up much better now, and people have come to love it. I can understand why people felt that way at the time.
Yeah. That's why
Yeah, no, that
with
nothing to do
Xenoblade
with
1,
that. It's just
Xenoblade 1 on the Wii had like a, like, still like Japanese animation styling, but like gritty and like realistic, like
the Wii was
human
awful
looks.
with gritty, realistic.
Yeah, and that's why when they remastered or made it for the Switch, they like switched over to Xenoblade 2 more like anime styling, and it looks much much better than it did on the Wii.
I did not know that about Xenoblade.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know like Xenoblade existed until Smash 4.
Most people didn't.
Didn't it? When did it come out on the Wii? Wasn't it like a super late release on the Wii?
I don't know if it was super late,
It was
but
late.
yeah.
Well, wasn't it? I'm trying to think. Did it like not get localized for a while and then it finally was? And it was
I
like
don't remember.
later on in the Wii's life cycle. I don't know. I don't have any. I don't have any
You're onto
Xenoblade
something
lore.
there. I think you're right about the localization.
There's
So
also like 20 Xeno games that all may or may not be canon, and they all
bro,
go back
I
to,
hate
like,
it when games
GameCube.
do that, bro. Like Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid. It's like they're the same franchise, but they're also like two different series.
Yeah, one of them follows.
And it's like they
Big
may or may
Boss
not
and
be
one is
connected.
Snake, right? I don't know.
I don't know. Well, one of them was
There's a
like
liquid
wasn't
snake.
Metal Gear
What does
wasn't
they
the
even
original
mean?
Metal Gear wasn't the original Metal Gear on like the NES?
Yeah,
I thought
it was.
it was.
Yeah, original Metal Gear, and then Metal Gear Solid was like,
That was
was it N64
PlayStation 1.
or
PlayStation
PS1?
1.
Solid.
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Cool.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know. I didn't know it was all the way back on the NES.
I'm pretty sure it was either the NES or the SNES.
Yeah, it was, and I'm pretty sure like they made it so that that game was like extremely important to the canon. It's like
Did you
the
guys
game
play?
where like Big Boss dies or something.
Did you guys play Death Stranding?
No, and
I
I will
tried.
never.
No, it wasn't.
I couldn't get to where
You
get
tried?
the motorcycle.
I'm
Yeah, I
surprised
tried
you
it.
bought
It wasn't
it.
great. I bought it because I was like, oh, cool, I like artsy games. Turns out I don't like boring ones. Alright, let's get Ethan in the races.
Oh yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would like that game.
You wouldn't.
Maybe I would. So sometimes I like slower stuff.
No,
Better Call
that
Saul,
game
bro.
is boring.
What the fuck?
I think now's as good a time as ever. We can do. We'll move much faster through them, but just like transitioning over to movies and TV shows that you couldn't give a fuck to watch. For me, like a
Grey's
big one.
Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy, Lost.
Yes, bro. Lost, 100%.
Lost.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lost and Game of Thrones are both just because, the
Ending
endings
is bad.
are so like they're so hated that it makes me not want to watch the shows.
Also, Lost because I don't like J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, I he's always hailed as such like it's like, oh, you got J.J. Abrams working on this project. This could be sick. He's like a top tier guy to work with in the industry. But when has he like ever made something that sticks the landing? This has been said plenty of times, but he's good at starting stuff. He's not good at finishing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally understand why you wouldn't be compelled to start Game of Thrones at this point. That's why I just recommend skipping it for House of the Dragon. But at the time, like, I was so excited for that finale. Because leading up to it, like, I guess I'm trying to remember what season it even ended on. Like, season 7 or whatever, the one preceding the final season was not it's the best season, but like it was still like a top tier show at that point. And then everything just collapsed in that final season because it was rushed because of the guys were quitting early to do Star Wars, and
then now they're not doing Star Wars
because they botched Game of Thrones, which I think is poetic. Good, because they were supposed to do, I think they were offered 3 more seasons of Game of Thrones, and I think even if this show ends the same way, like getting that taken care of over the course of 3 seasons as opposed to 1 would have made a major difference. So I don't even have a huge problem with the story beats, but just the execution was atrocious.
Yeah. My game is frozen.
TV is
Oh, there we go.
it's hard to think like
What about just like genres? Like I know Pierce hates anime.
no, I don't.
Yes, you do.
I definitely
Sitcoms.
don't. I actually love anime.
You hate Japan and you hate anime.
I would never be bothered to start.
I just don't
Bleach.
watch anime.
Oh, Bleach is
You don't like
good.
Bleach, Ethan?
You'll watch 2,000 episodes of One Piece,
Okay.
but you won't watch one of the big
You know
3.
what? Fuck you, Ethan. I'm never starting One Piece.
No, I have
Are
like.
you kidding me?
I've tried
1,000
to watch
episodes,
Bleach
bro.
before. Yeah, it is 1,000 episodes, but shit, it's so good.
Bro, if anything's gonna get me to watch One Piece, it would be the meme right now. With the
The
guy
One Piece is real.
Howard Hamlin saying the One Piece is real. Can I hold on? Can I side? Can I talk about this real quick? Dude, cameos are like are like the craziest things ever. Like what some of these actors agree to say is like hysterical. Remember when Hank's actor was like big on Cameo for a while, and he was making videos where he's like,
Yeah.
Walt, don't be a sussy baka. He's like, you're acting a little sus, Walt. I just think it's funny.
Yeah. There was I assume no one's watched it yet, but Quentin Reviews did the video on Sam and Cat. It's like 5 hours, and like the first hour he talks about the failed Gibby pilot. That was just a show about Gibby. And the script for it leaked online, so he did like a recreation of it, and he used Cameo to get like, you know, like iCarly, there was the black guy who was the principal.
Mm-hmm.
He found that guy on Cameo and just like paid him to read the lines.
That's
He
great.
like put together the entire
How did a
first
Gibby
episode.
pilot fail?
It was bad, dude. I suggest watching it. It's the first hour of the video, so it's pretty quick, but
Gibby just like
it's not
disappeared.
great.
I want the timeline
Like,
where we
he-
got the Gibby show instead of Sam and Cat.
No, you don't. It was not better than Sam and Cat, dude.
That may be a good thing. To have like an awfully bad show.
Just like a really shitty Gibby show? Come on, that'd be great.
There was one thing where they're at like a rec center, and one of the employees is like really stupid, and his manager asks him to blow up like basketballs and do something else, but or it was like hand out something to kids, and or it was like give these hats to kids, and he was like, yeah, I did that, and she said, and like the manager responds with, no, you put these hats on some basketballs, and then kids with inflated stomachs walk by, and they're like, oh, I'm so full. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm so
Not on my
full.
Nickelodeon.
Um,
Anyway,
back to the shows and/or movies.
um,
Or no, you were
as far
saying
as anime
genres. So you were
goes,
saying anime.
oh, well, as far as anime goes, I'm never watching My Hero. I don't care if it
Bro,
gets
no
good.
way Ethan's at the strip club right now.
It's good. The show is good. Granted, I haven't watched it in the last couple seasons, but
Dude, like, through season 2 was good, but then after that, the fan base just got too wild, and I never want to watch the show again.
what did they do?
They're just teenagers that like anime and don't shower. You know the type.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing with anime with me. I think that anime is one of the best animation like anime has some of the best animation ever, and from what I hear it has some of the best stories. There's just something that I will not let me get into it.
Well, first you hate subtitles, so you'll only watch the dubs,
True.
which in most of the cases aren't as good.
Well, I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. I think that kind of adds some charm to it sometimes, like with old Godzilla movies. The dub adds a charm. But I don't know, something just won't let me get into anime. Something in my body forcibly stops me from watching anime.
You should watch Death Note. That's the one that got me started.
It's nice and quick.
Death Note is great.
Yeah, it's only 26 episodes.
I've heard Death Note's good. I don't know. We'll see.
There's a lot
We'll
of
see what I'll-
TV that I wouldn't fuck with, but there's not a lot of movies that I'm fully turned off to that, because it's just what
It's
Really?
a movie.
I think Harry Potter was
I-
for the longest time until I was forced.
Harry
to watch
Potter
it.
Okay.
actually is for me.
No, I still love Harry Potter.
I fuck with Harry
J.K.
Potter.
Rowling. I don't like comedy movies. There are very few
Really?
comedy movies that I like.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's just because like the humor we
most of
have
them-
is just not the type of humor
Yeah.
that's in comedy movies.
True.
Yeah, most comedy movies, it's like their best jokes are fart jokes.
Yeah,
Like
and
anything before
And?
2010.
and
Yeah, that's
you
just
act
funny
like
as fuck.
fart
got-
humor does not make up at least 50% of our humor. Bro, that sounds
No, but we
made
have
for.
advanced fart jokes.
Okay. I like comedy movies. Nowadays, I probably wouldn't watch comedy movies, but comedy movies I grew up with, I will.
I won't watch a comedy movie unless it has like extremely high praise.
I mean,
Like,
a
I
lot of
loved,
comedy movies like kind
The
of
Big
shaped.
Sick is really good.
A lot of comedy movies kind of like shaped me because I watched them so young.
Tag is really good.
That's
Oh, I heard Tag wasn't that good, but I always wanted to see it.
I've never
I
seen
love
it.
Tag. I don't care if people don't like it.
I'm a Jackass fan.
It was funny and it has Hannibal.
Yes.
Hannibal
Jackass
Buress.
is different. Jackass doesn't
Jackass.
count.
I couldn't be fucked with.
really.
Really, I think
Good.
Jackass
Yeah.
is just a 2-hour YouTube video
Yeah.
of guys fucking around. I feel like that doesn't really fall into the same ballpark as a comedy movie. That's like its own thing. But you can't get into Jackass?
No,
Really?
just doesn't appeal to me. I feel like I could go on fucking Paint Olympics and get the same experience.
The thing that Well, the thing that sets Jackass apart is that they're all kind of charismatic and fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, I like Steve-O, and I know I like some of the guys in it, but
The thing that got me,
I don't know.
the thing that really got me into Jackass was I was like 12 years old probably, when we were at Labor Day, and
Labor Day. Happy
um,
Labor Day,
they had
everyone.
Jackass. So like it's like our whole family. It was when we stayed at that. Remember that cabin in Ohio, Ethan,
Yeah.
the big one. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
was when we were there. Um, and they had Jackass 3D on, and there was that
Oh,
scene with the ass and the
yeah.
train.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Classic
got me
ass
into
train scene.
that's what got me into where he's shitting diarrhea. That's what
It's
got me
funny as
into
fuck.
Jackass. That's why I was like, nah, this shit's funny. I'm 12 years old. I'm watching poop come out of a guy's butt that looks like a hill on a model train set. So yeah, I'm surprised you don't like Jackass.
Yeah. What's also like, I don't know if I like it. I just never watched it, and I don't really want to.
Hmm. Lord of the Rings.
You already said that.
You'll
Actually,
get there.
I
It'll
don't
come
know.
around.
It's really hard to think. Rom-coms. I know you guys are big
Yeah.
rom-com fans.
Bro, I dig most rom-coms. I won't lie.
As long as they're not on Hallmark Channel, I'm good
Yeah.
with it.
It just
Nah,
Like
bro, the
Deadpool 2
Hallmark
is
channel's
basically
where
a
it's at. What
rom-com.
are you talking about?
it upsets Krista when we're watching a rom com. And you can do this with everyone. Like after maybe the first act of the movie, you can like predict with extreme accuracy what will happen for the rest of the movie.
Hmm.
Like, just watch the movie. It's like, you know,
I, maybe that's we're just not the demographic for rom-coms. I don't
it's
think.
true. Definitely not.
Yeah. We like scripted shows.
Yeah, we.
Yeah, we are men. We're drawn to HBO Max,
Mhm. I
scripted
mean,
Yeah.
television.
as far as we're concerned, that was pretty accurate information on that slide. Do any of us have Discovery Plus and are watching that daily?
That's
No.
true.
Actually,
I,
Although
do
I
any of
do
us?
love cooking
I
I
can
was
shows.
get
gonna
down with
say,
some reality TV.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do you guys like reality TV?
I like watching Bachelor and stuff like that, but only with friends.
Yes, Kristen and I
Cannot
love
watch that shit on
watching
my own.
Love Island. But we make fun of it. And I'm not gonna say like
Mhm.
it's ironic because like at what point is it just like the irony is just you enjoying it? But
You
like
enjoy
yeah,
it for a different
we
reason.
love sitting there and like mocking the contestants and like rooting for drama and being
I
like,
know a lot of
yes,
people love like
destroy
90 Day
his
Fiance.
feelings. Yeah, that one's pretty crazy. We used to watch this one. It's a similar concept. It was called Married at First Sight. That was pretty good. It's just like they take two people and they're like, "You're married now," and
The
yeah,
most I ever got into a reality show was Duck Dynasty.
that's a throwback.
That's a show I could not be fucked with.
Bro, I loved Duck Dynasty when it was on.
That show sounded annoying when I was 10.
Nah, I loved it.
How are you? Were like you're a member of like a middle class white family. How was that shit not on all the time in your household?
For real, dude.
Oh.
Duck
I also,
Dynasty was like that was like the king of television for a while.
dude, you don't know. I watched like one or two shows with my parents, and like the only one I remember is Bones. We watched that shit
Yo.
weekly.
I
Bones
never
was
watched
Bones
Bones.
slapped.
Bone slapped.
I remember my parents watched it. I never like paid attention. A show I
What
couldn't
about
be fucked
Bro,
with, but people fucking
those
love.
they had like fucked up dead
Seinfeld.
bodies. That shit was traumatic.
dude, I like
Couldn't be
Seinfeld, but
fucked with to
but
watch
I am
Seinfeld.
I am biased because that's my dad's favorite show of all time. So I grew up with it.
It's just,
Seinfeld is fun to watch with friends. Could not be fucked otherwise.
I I just never found it funny. Not as a kid, not now. It's like Friends. It's funnier than Friends. I
I
shouldn't
don't.
make that comparison, but
I'm
I
not a big Friends.
generally don't find either of them very
No, I don't
funny.
hate Friends, but Friends is my mom's favorite show of all time,
Hmm.
and so
I love Friends, but like
and
only
I
for nostalgia reasons.
but when
I'm
my
not going
mom
back and
my
watching
mom
it.
would always, because Friends was always on at like late at night on like a specific channel, on cable.
Probably like
Friends
Nick at
was
Night.
always. It was on Nick at Night, but I think there was another channel too, like maybe I don't remember. Um, but
Like TBS.
my
Back
mom
in
would always
the
my mom
day.
would always watch Friends, but at that point I wasn't as impressionable. Not like with Seinfeld, where it's like, I'm young when it's on, so I kind of get used to it, and I enjoy it because it's there as my brain's developing. But at that point, I kind of, I wasn't as impressionable with that stuff, so I never really got into Friends, even though I have
Mhm.
just as much experience with it as I do Seinfeld, if not more.
Oh,
I actually
dude.
want to watch Seinfeld like fully. It's on
Big
Netflix.
Mouth.
Oh,
Oh, dude,
yeah.
fuck Big Mouth.
I actually enjoyed the
Fuck
first
Big
season
Mouth.
of Big Mouth, but then it
I,
just like
I th-
really
that's
got
just
old.
a show I don't like.
If you're over 16, it's weird that you're watching it, dude.
Yeah,
Doesn't it have like a spin-off too?
I don't know about that.
I thought
I
I
hope
just I
not.
thought I saw that like as I was scrolling through Netflix the other day. Most Netflix shows and movies
Yeah.
I couldn't be bothered
BoJack
with.
Horseman.
I would like
bet
to
I would
watch
like
that.
it, so I wouldn't rule that one out.
Yeah.
I couldn't be fucked.
Um,
I know the people who like it near me, and I don't like them.
fair enough.
It's got Aaron Paul in it, bro.
Bitch.
Speaking of like reality TV, I think like some like certain what sets certain reality TV apart. I kind of like competitive reality TV. So like your Big Brother and your Survivor. Those I think are a cut
Remember The
above
Biggest
your
Loser?
average one. I never liked that show. That show.
Me neither.
They were so
I mean,
mean.
I wasn't I wasn't, I wasn't capable of critical thinking like that when it was on. So I just like it's a fun little show
Yeah.
about people losing weight.
Being happy
Yeah,
about
once
it.
I found out that like it almost never works, then I was like, fuck this show.
Why do people love reality shows about fat people?
Because it makes them feel better than they normally do.
It's also like I don't know. Maybe I'm misremembering it, but I feel like Julian Michaels and whoever the other guy. They're just the whole time was like, "You're a fat piece of shit." Aren't you like do another push up? And they're like,
I don't
"Okay."
remember it being that harsh.
No, they did that. They did that during training. It was to pump them up and definitely not to make them feel better about themselves.
I think I liked it when I was a kid because I thought it was funny watching the fat people do these like mini games.
It was funny.
Bro, I'm the same dude. I'm the
I
same
don't know,
kid
man.
who would
Every
like
time
go
I was
on.
like, I
Dude,
don't know.
I'm the same kid who would like go on like Google and just search fat people falling.
I'm more of an old people falling kind of guy, or like kids falling.
I like old people. Dude, what about fat old people falling?
There we go. It's just like
Fat
an
old
old
kids
Walmart
falling.
compilation.
Fat Benjamin Button falling. Then you got the fat old kids.
I loved cooking shows.
Dude,
Chopped goes hard.
turning on the Food Network.
Chopped.
Is Chopped the competition one?
There's a lot of them.
It's
Um, where it's
Chopped
like-
is like
it's
MasterChef,
like
but
the
it
most
happens in
well-known.
one episode. So you get like 4 contestants.
Yeah.
They make
Yeah.
like they start with the appetizer, and then one person gets eliminated. Main course elimination until you like 2 people do dessert, and then 1 wins.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Okay. Yeah. I really like that
Yeah.
show.
I like
I
that one
watched
because
a
you
lot
can
of
just sit
that.
down and watch one episode and get the whole like, okay, this guy is the winner.
I like
Mhm.
I like
Guy
diners,
Fieri has the one
drive-ins,
in the
and
grocery
dives.
store.
Oh, one of the
That,
best.
that show slaps.
And Man vs.
Diner-
Food back when that was the thing.
Oh, that's classic. No, I'm a big fan of diners, drive-ins, and dives because it's just like it makes me want to go to these places. It's like,
Yes.
damn, this I would love because I love places like diner. I like basically every type of restaurant that's shown on that show. I'm a huge fan of, and they always have the best
Bro,
food.
you should have come up to West Lafayette and went to Triple X.
It's good shit. They were on
There's
there.
a
Something
there's
in
a
Bloomington that was on there,
restaurant
but I
that
don't
like
remember what.
people on like my dad's side of the family like own a restaurant in oh, it's called the Steer Inn. It's in Indianapolis, and Guy Fieri's been there. Or Guy Fieri
Yo.
has been there.
Mr. Flavortown himself.
It's very good. It's a very good place. But it's just like a diner or a dot. I don't know what you call it. You know, it's an old-fashioned restaurant. Got burgers.
Did you guys ever watch that one show that was like kind of like Hell's Kitchen, but it was like a different British dude who would go around to like failing restaurants and like try to fix them up?
Bar Rescue?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
I don't think it was Bar Rescue.
There was one that was literally... It was literally Gordon Ramsay doing that. Like he goes to the
it wasn't
restaurant.
Gordon Ramsay though.
There's that one where he like goes to restaurants and he yells at the people.
Yeah, it's very similar. But yeah, the guy was an asshole.
Oh my
We've come
god!
around
Have
to
you
just
seen
talking
this
about
freezer?
things we like.
Yeah, how did that happen? We were supposed to be specifically talking about things we don't want to watch.
All right.
No, dude, that's
as you
the-
guys can see from the podcast time, I think we've dusted off our rust now.
I don't think so. We're so
We're
rusty.
back at it.
I think we're so rusty. No,
You guys ready for
I'm
one last thing and then recommendations?
no. I think we're gonna keep going for a while. We got a couple couple more hours in this. Oh, I think that fuck, what was it? Damn it, I can't remember. God damn it. Forget I started a thought. There was one show I used to watch that I would see on... It would always come on, like, whenever I watch the Food Network late at night. First of all, don't watch the Food Network when you're hungry. Biggest mistake, bro. But,
True.
there was a show that would always come on after I'd watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and it was some show about, like, fair food.
Ooh.
Dude, that's some of the most delicious food I've ever seen in my entire life. I fucking love fair food.
Yeah, we gotta get off the Food Network, bro. Even just talking
Someone
about
change
it
the
doing it
channel,
for
man.
me.
Sam, you want to join this race?
Yeah. Oh, I never got an invite to a race. Are
Oh.
you guys racing?
Hold on. Hold on. I'll invite you. It should show up on your phone
Okay.
in the game. Recommendations. Because I lost my train of
Recommendations.
thought, yeah.
Okay, I got one to start off. If anyone knows Cara Carabinio, the singer Sarah just released a solo EP called Icarus, and she's going by the name Cry a Lot. It's a very good EP. Very, I'd say it's like, you know, like, Japanese girls singing, but also like harsh EDM, and it's very fun. I liked it a lot.
I will listen to that.
Yeah, I've been meaning to.
I'll go next. I got another rogue roguelike game
Let's
to report
go.
on. It's called Curse to Golf. Matches up
I want to try
two of my
that.
Oh,
favorite
yeah.
things: golf games.
I gotta play that.
Roguelikes. It's my new obsession. Slay the Spire's now on the back burner. Been playing. I've maybe put about 30 hours already into. Maybe not that much. That's
Damn.
a lot. Maybe like 15 to 20 hours into Curse to Golf already. It's really fun. Great arcadey golf mixed with roguelike elements. Lots of
Is
randomized
watching
courses.
you guys.
Very good stuff.
Uh, my
Ethan?
recommendation has got to be back to One Piece this week. They started releasing more of the
One
story arc
Piece.
for like the fight of Luffy and Kaido. So some peak animation right there.
And you're watching
So,
week by week now, right?
Yeah,
Does that suck?
a little bit. It's been a pain to like have to now see the story at its crawling pace.
I remember that being tough with Dragon Ball Super, like week by week, getting just like bits of a fight.
Yeah, I had to wait to binge it.
so
Pierce?
for me, I'm thinking it's going to be
There's
so
two possible picks here.
so
Better Call Saul or Breaking
there's this
Bad.
show called Better Call Saul. No, listen, this is the finale. This is the finale of me. This is the finale to the trilogy of me recommending Better
Better
Call
Call
Saul.
This is the third time.
Next week it'll
Because
be
I
Breaking Bad.
finished it. I finished it in between the time we recorded the last one and this one. So this is the finale of me recommending it.
Until he
Season
goes on his
6?
rewatch.
Yeah, yeah,
Then we
true.
get the
That's the sequel trilogy.
Sequel, yeah.
Well, no, you'll get the prequel trilogy with no wait. I was gonna say you get the prequel trilogy with Breaking Bad because it came first, but technically it's
Second.
it's a sequel to Better Call Saul. Technically, Better Call Saul is a sequel to Breaking Bad. Also,
No?
yes,
Wait.
it is. It has flash forwards
Isn't
too.
a prequel always a sequel? Oh, true.
No, actually, yes, in that sense, Jackson, but um, in the literal sense too, it is also a sequel because the last 4 episodes of the show, or yeah, the last 4 episodes of the show primarily take place after Breaking Bad.
Mm.
Yeah, season 6 of Better Call Saul is just like insane. I really wish I could have watched it live. There's one episode. Well, there's a couple episodes in particular that like I would like. I can't imagine what it would have been like to watch that live and then like take part in the online, discourse about it.
Could you have done with waiting though? Like, you think it'd be too much to wait week by week for?
I probably would have been better for me. I could have. It would have been hard to wait, but like I would have been able to sit with things a lot more.
Yeah.
That's the one
Dude.
thing that week to week really does well.
Yeah, I agree. What's fucked up is that Woody didn't even choose pussy over his friends. Chose that like Barbie doll pussy that's just like a little plastic bit.
No, no, no. It's glass.
What?